everybody, welcome back. Thanks for joining me on this fourth day of Advent. And tonight we're doing another O'Shea's beer. This is O'Shea's Celtic Wheat beer. Doesn't say, let me see, maybe it says here on the bottle. Brewed using traditional methods with select hops and barley malt. Doesn't say whether it's a ale or a lager. I would assume that it's an ale just because it's from Ireland, but hell, I don't know. But one thing I noticed when I finished up yesterday's video is that Brenn's is also imported by Prestige Beverage Group from Princeton, Minnesota. So I'll now take that for what it's worth. And let's see, it's produced and bottled by Carlo Brewing Company, Royal Oak Road, Bagnallstown, CO, Carlo, Ireland. And I don't know about you. Maybe it's just because I've watched Step Brothers 2 times, but whenever I hear a company called Prestige, all I can think is Prestige Worldwide. So if you've not seen Step Brothers, maybe you don't, but it makes me think of that little video that they made the boat. Anywho, so O'Shea's Celtic Wheat, as I said on night 2, O'Shea's doesn't have a website, so I don't have any information about the beer, just what I read off the bottle. And so let's take a look at the beer. A nice light gold color. I guess kind of hazy, but I guess what I was expecting was a haze from like sediment, like you would see in a Boulevard in their flagship wheat beer. So honestly, I'm kind of thinking that maybe the haze that I'm seeing is actually because this mug was so frosted over and cold. There's still a little bit of ice on there, and like what isn't ice is like sweat on the glass. So I'm thinking that's why it's not so see-through, but I could be wrong. It's hard to tell. There's still a little bit of white foam on the top, just enough to where I can't tell by looking from the top whether it's hazy from sediment or what exactly is going on. It smells like a wheat beer. The smell actually reminds me a lot of Boulevard. I mean, so it kind of smells like wheat bread. Not terrible at all. Let's have a drink, shall we? Cheers. God, it's been a while since I've had a Boulevard. I don't know that it tastes like Boulevard necessarily. It's got a different like texture than what I remember Boulevard having. I don't remember Boulevard being a heavy beer, but the way this feels in my mouth feels a little more watered down than I remember Boulevard being. But you can taste the wheat in there. I know it said on the bottle something about the finest barley malt and hops, but I'm not really picking up a lot of hop flavor. And it really reminds me more of like a wheat bread. I mean, there's a distinct difference in the way wheat bread tastes compared to white bread, so I'm picking up more of that than like, say, last night it was Brenn's, and that was more of a white bread maltiness. But it just, I would have to go back and have a Boulevard, or I know the brewery here, my hometown, has a pretty decent wheat beer. Go and compare notes, I guess, but oh no, it just got a little bit different of a mouthfeel and a little bit different finish than how I'm remembering Oh, you know what? You know what it reminds me of? God, it's probably been like 10 years ago. Bud Light had put out a wheat beer, and it wasn't bad. I mean, it was Bud Light's take on it. It's more like that. It has that lighter texture, I guess. The flavor's a little different, but if you can remember, if you ever had that 10 years ago, if you can remember that far back, I know I have troubles remembering that far back. But that's what it's more like. It is the consistency, texture, mouthfeel, whatever term. There's a lot of them all referring to the same thing. How it feels when it's inside your mouth. Oh, that sounded terrible. But you know what I mean. Get your mind out of the gutter. It is more. So yeah, that's my kid playing the video games, and they all got their headsets on these days, and they're talking to each other. So he's always got to converse with his friends and narrate what's going on in the game they're all playing together. So he gets a little excited. But yeah, texture wise, I think that's what it reminds me of. Flavor wise, a little bit like wheat bread. I can't really say that it tastes like Boulevard. Oh no, there's something in the finish that's a little different. Maybe it is whatever hops they use in here. It's not bitter, but I guess I'm used to wheat beers finishing off like with that wheat bread sweetness, not like a sweet, we've added sugar to this to try to make it taste better sort of beer, but just the way like a whole grain wheat bread has a little bit of sweetness to it. I guess that's what I'm tasting here more than how I remember other wheat beers tasting. So, um, and again, this is from the Aldi Advent Calendar. I don't think this is readily available, but I could be wrong. And if you can get your hands on it and try it yourself, you can always let me know what you think, or if you've had it before, you can always leave comments. I appreciate any input. So, um, it's always nice to hear from all of you. But at this point, I'm really just rambling, trying to pinpoint all the flavors. It's overall, it's not a bad wheat beer. It's like I said, maybe more like the Bud Light attempt at wheat beer, though. So if that's not your thing, then you're probably not gonna like this beer. But in a pinch, I mean, it would do. There are definitely better wheat beers out there, but um, for the money, it's probably worth it. If you can find it. Like I said, I don't know that I've seen this on the shelves. I don't know that I've ever seen O'Shea's at Aldi, and maybe they do carry it from time to time, and I'm just not catching it. So that's really all I got. Thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, please hit the like and subscribe button below. And this is the Malted Gentleman reminding you, you only have one liver, so use it wisely.